I'm about to tell you a very scary story, so sit down. It all started one night when I awoke to the scariest sound I've ever heard in my ear. So I ran to the bathroom to find out what it was, and when I looked in the mirror, I just saw the cutest fairy that I ever saw. Its wings must have been flapping in my ear. But as I looked at the fairy, I noticed it began to grow and change. And it began to change into something horrible, something nasty, something so frightening, the scariest fairy monster I've ever seen. As I began to scream, the fairy monster opened its big giant mouth and swallowed me whole, and I ended up in its belly, with nothing around me except I heard something in the distance, something that sounded like dance music, so I ran towards it. And I saw the coolest, awesomest dance party I ever saw. So I went up to one of the boys and I asked, why are they all dancing? And he looked at me with tired eyes and said, we've been dancing for 5 days, trying to get this fairy monster to become sick and throw us up so we could be free and go home. So at that point I knew what I had to do. I had to dance, not to dance like I've never danced before. I stomped my feet. I did break-dancing moves. I did a couple flips, and I danced, so much so that the fairy monster's belly indeed started to rumble. And before we knew it, a green wave of slime took us out the way we came in, through the mouth of the fairy monster, into the grossest barfing situation I've ever been in. But we were free. So we ran and we ran, leaving gross, gooey, green footsteps behind, all the way until we reached the safety of our home, and we were happy once again. So the moral of this story is, no matter what kind of sticky situation you might find yourself in, there's always a way out of it, especially if you know how to dance.